right, so welcome everyone to the AI 2030 Executive Roundtable on shaping responsible and fair AI development in the financial industry, organized by FinTech for Good and AI 2030. I'm Anastasia Tracy Raices, and I am honored to take on the role of moderator for today's Executive Roundtable discussion. This session is part of the broader series of AI 2030 Executive Roundtables, which is a platform dedicated to fostering a collaborative space where luminaries from diverse sectors converge to shape the trajectory of AI development. The potential of AI to revolutionize business operations is undeniable. Its capacity to streamline operations, enhance efficiency, optimize customer interactions, deliver personalized experiences, and so much more, presents innovative, disruptive, and transformative opportunities along with pressing responsibilities. By bringing together thought leaders from government agencies, academia, industry, and diverse sectors, AI 2030 seeks to be an initiative that steers the transformative power of AI towards benefiting humanity while mitigating its potential negative impacts. The crux of this initiative is the synergy between public and private realms working hand in hand to ensure AI's development remains responsible and equitable. Moreover, today's session holds special significance to a lot of us as we celebrate women's leadership in the AI industry. These visionary experts on today's panel, who stand at the forefront of AI and finance, are here to share their knowledge and experiences and visions for a future AI that is not only groundbreaking, but also responsible and equitable in the financial industry. We have a great panel of distinguished speakers today. Their insights will undeniably light the way to an enlightening and impactful and very fun conversation, I'm sure. Thank you all for joining us. And why don't we start with some introductions? So let's do this in alphabetical order, and let's start with Christina.
Hi, thank you. Yes, it's great to be here. Hi, everyone. Christina Trampota, Managing Director of Innovate Growth Scale. What I bring to the team is a diverse background, especially in the areas of digital channels and marketing, as well as fintech, having worked across the industry from the payment networks to banks to a lot of scrappy startups. And so I've built a lot of things 0 to 1, worked through different mix of regulatory environments, as well as the global customer base. So excited to be here. Thank you.
Great. Marianne?
Hi, I'm Marianne Winslet, and I'm with R3I Ventures. We are a venture capital company that specializes in deep tech, and we like to leverage underfunded communities, which in the deep tech world actually is primarily women. That's the biggest single underfunded contingent. But we also specialize in people who are underfunded because of geographic reasons. They don't live in Silicon Valley. They may be extremely far from Silicon Valley. And I've seen myself referred to as every possible type of partner at R3I. We're a young and new company, so we all play a lot of roles. Before that, I spent 30-some years as a professor at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And my research specialties there were data security and privacy and high-performance computing.
Wow, wonderful. Michaela.
Thank you so much. Honored to be here in such great company. I'm also a recovering academic with a PhD in robotics, and guess what? Yes, it is animated by artificial intelligence and robotics because robots have to collaborate, cooperate, work together. Yes, they are mainly animated by my area of expertise, which is distributed artificial intelligence. And so I moved out of academia after conquering it as a tenured professor and research chair. I moved out because I really loved startups. I wanted to support them. And I'm advising several startups in artificial intelligence. I think most relevant for this conversation, I am working with SingularityNet. I'm their chief AI alchemist. I'm also president of the Impact Institute for the Digital Economy. Thank you so much. I look forward to the conversation.
Wonderful. And Phaedra.
Hello, my name is Phaedra Boinadiris. I am IBM Consulting's global lead for responsible AI. I also serve as a member of IBM's own AI ethics board, and I lead our Trustworthy AI Center of Excellence. I'm almost done with my PhD on the subject of AI ethics. And I also devote a lot of my volunteer time to curating curriculum for kindergarten through 12th grade on the subject of data and AI ethics. So I'm so pleased to be here.
Very relevant to the use of AI in education. So that's awesome. All right. So as you can all see, we have a great panel. I'm really looking forward to these discussion questions. So why don't we start with the very first one, which is focused on what's currently happening out there in the financial industry. So can you provide a few compelling examples of how AI is currently reshaping and transforming various aspects of the financial industry? And why don't we start with Christina on that one?
Yes, great question. I think there are a number of areas where this is already being applied. Some we might not even realize actually have been AI for some time. So it isn't necessarily something that, oh, it just started now this year, very recent. So I'm going to name off a few that I hope a number of you listening in and participating in today's event here can relate to as well. Because let's think, first of all, there's the general customer service engagement. There's a number of financial institutions that have those. Some have already been working with that. In the previous days, we could just say it was a chatbot, but those are increasing in the intelligence, in the information. But at the same time, they have those, I would say, security guards in place, because if it's going to be on a regulated financial institution's website, you know, it is definitely built in a different manner as to what they can answer, what they can provide, and where those different layers are. And the other one I'd love to highlight would be advising. The area I think this is accelerating very quickly is also in, they call it robo-advisors, which for those who might or might not know if it's applied to you, a lot of decisions are there. They decide how they're going to balance your accounts. They might reallocate things for you. They can help you find the best investments. And whether you look at an early stage fintech or others, it is there. Let's see, the expectation by the end of 2023, I found in some research that robo-advisors were expected to manage 2.8 trillion. So this continues to grow and accelerate on as you go and things continue to advance. And I think especially not only the information of what they provide, but I think the operational efficiencies they bring will continue to see. I'll pause there. We could go on forever, but I'd love to hear what the others think and see where we can mix this up.
Yeah, that would be great. Anyone else have any other comments, any additions?
My internet lapsed for a little, so I'm not sure I heard all of it, but I was curious if, sorry, the prior speaker talked about, so fraud prediction, credit risk scoring. These are some other applications of artificial intelligence that we've been seeing within the fintech community. I'm sorry if you've already said this, my apologies.
No, it's new. It goes right in there, so go for it.
Great.
Yeah.
Additionally, with generative AI, automatically creating personalized emails, summarizing things like earnings documents, summarizing, for example, regulatory changes. I know there have been some implementations using generative AI for things like KYC, know your customer. You know, just off the top of my head, some ideas.
Okay. Marianne, Michaela, any additional comments, any observations of what's going on out there now?
The obvious are the chatbots, yes, and hopefully they're gonna be more intelligent. So far, I'm not very happy with what's happening, but we are working on it. And there are also novel methods for expanding access to credit for individuals who may have been overlooked by the traditional methods. For example, artificial intelligence and distributed artificial intelligence in particular, which actually is running on distributed infrastructure like blockchain or other infrastructures for that matter, they can enable that through smart contracts, because the financial institutions can have more trust that actually they will be paid back if a contract automatically happens at a certain time. And of course, robo-advisors were mentioned, but I just wanted to mention that also in the more, let's say, anarchist world of crypto, we are working on Singularity DAO, which is an algorithmic trading robo-advisor, personalized for the people, and on other novel methods for funding innovation, which enable people to vote on various proposals and decide which startups will be funded. And again, artificial intelligence has a say here.
Marianne, anything to add?
Great summary from everybody else. I don't have anything to add.
So AI is currently having a profound impact on the financial industry and performing transforming ways they're doing businesses, from enhancing efficiency, improving customer experiences, and enabling more data-driven decision-making. That's what I'm hearing. But another effect of that is the aspect of financial inclusion. It's allowing for alternative credit scoring, as an example, since you can get in with additional data points. And it's making certain other things more accessible, like financial education, as an example. So very, very good. Some really great examples. Let's move on to the second question. Why is fair and responsible development of AI particularly significant for the financial institutions? How does it impact, if at all, customer trust or regulatory compliance, and just the overall industry sustainability? Let's see, who can answer that first? Mihaela, how about?
Yes, I think that's right up my alley, because SingularityNet's mission is actually to deploy the fair and responsible singularity. So when artificial intelligence will become equal or smarter than with the people, I think it's essential to serve us. And I'd like to start by underlining what fair and responsible AI means, and then I will adapt it to financial services, because the same principles apply. So actually, and I also want to inform everyone that we are really working on fair and responsible AI, and we are going to have the first beneficial AI summit, which will be at the end of February, beginning of March 2024. So please follow the announcements. So the principles, as I mentioned, and of course they are not finalized. That's why we need the summit, and we need to engage everyone in the conversation, as you, Tracy, mentioned, private and public discussions. Of course, human-centric approach, prioritizing the well-being and interests of humans, should be at the core of the design of artificial intelligence, and of course also for the financial sector. What is beneficence? I mean, it's probably not everybody has the same idea about that. For us, it means that AI should aim to maximize the positive impact on individuals and society as a whole. It should be used to enhance human capabilities, human flourishing, improve quality of life, and address, of course, the global challenges, as we call it, the meta crisis. Fairness and equality, transparency. Of course, it's important for us to understand how AI is working, as well as to understand if it is abusing our personal information. And there are many more, of course, privacy, data security, but let me move to the financial sector. Of course, AI is crucial to be beneficial and fair and responsible. for the financial institutions to maintain customer trust in the first place, to comply with regulations, to manage risks, to enhance the customer experiences. And I think all the examples which were given in the previous question are mirroring what I'm saying. So again, all these principles, yes, the fairness of systems, the transparencies, elimination of biases, so that everybody can get the credit without any biases, and so on and so forth. And personalization, all these are absolutely critical in the financial for the financial sector to apply artificial intelligence for us, with the people, and to put AI in the service of mankind.
Very well said. Anyone want to follow up?
I'd love to jump in. I think of how important it is, coming from financial and fintech industry, that trust and safety is an assumed, right? It is a must-have. It isn't a nice-to-have. And so in that industry, the users have to have that trust, that sense of security in order to keep their business there. We saw that not only with fintechs, where almost 90% of traditional financial institutions are constantly still concerned about losing some of their business to fintechs, because they were already using some of these newer models, ways of enabling credit, offering them a new offering, allowing them to join and have some sort of financial service where perhaps they were not before. However, I want to also address the compliance side, because as someone who's built a number of products in the industry, that is something that we cannot forget. Even being in Web3 world, there still is compliance, right? Because if you're going to go through and deal with any type of personal information, PII world, whether it's their personal information, their credit score, their KYC check, all these sorts of things that you are creating in your new score or new way of identifying, you have to know where this is. And I think the thing we must pay attention to is knowing that these AI solutions are moving so fast and rapid. It's exciting, but also having worked with the industry so much, the AI industry is going to move much faster than the financial industry all the times. So what do we need to do? And I mean, I can give some answers, but I'd love to prompt that and see if others have a comment, right? As there are so many existing regulations, we can't forget about that. You have to follow that for fair lending, things you have to file, privacy ones like GDPR, CCPA. There's so many different ones, Fair Lending Act. And as you go into different countries, you just go down the list. There's a new acronym to use. So I'm sorry, I know I didn't name them all, but what do the others think?
Oh, you're absolutely right. And innovation always goes at a pace faster than the regulations change. So compliance officers, and I being a former one, so I really appreciate that you brought up compliance.